From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome into another edition of The Horse's Mouth here at Tommy Mag's back at the bar, brought to you by our friends at Goodfellas Cigar Lounge and Spirits, as well as Bruss Nutter Wealth Advisors. Got a great show for you lined up today. My guest is Wally Conway, president of Home Pro Inspections, Corey Hasting from Engel and Volkers, Jacksonville, and Jason York from BairFind Foundation. It's going to be a great show, and let's welcome them in right now. Wally, how you doing, my man?
Great to have you back. Tommy.
It's been a while. You're staying in shape.
I feel good.
You look good, man.
Yeah.
Nice and sharp. What's the latest? How's business?
Well,
How are
I'm
things?
still at my playing weight. I feel good.
You feel good?
I got 4 years left of college eligibility.
Nice. I see you strong. Well, maybe a free safety out of you. Can you run?
I can run.
Fast?
No.
No? But for a long time, right? How's business? Everything good?
Very good. Grateful the economy is moving in its way, but
Cool.
we're moving in our way, and it's all good.
Awesome. Corey, welcome to the show, my
Thanks
man.
for having me.
How you
Absolutely.
doing?
Great.
You're old linebacker yourself, right?
Absolutely.
Still
Yeah.
staying in shape. It's a good thing.
I try to. Probably
Yeah.
not as good a shape as I used to be, but I
That's
try.
all right. You got to keep trying, right?
Absolutely.
How old are you? You're young still. I could
31.
Yeah, you're in your prime. I remember when you
My
were
blue
31?
blazer's 31.
Yeah.
Like Hulk. Like could do anything. That's good, man. How's business? You guys got great things going on at Engel
Absolutely.
and Volkers. Tell us about it.
It's fantastic. I mean, obviously, the last 2 years have been fantastic for the real estate industry.
Yep.
It's still really strong, especially locally. So we couldn't be more excited to see where we're going to end up in 2022.
Tell Tommy how you were number one in the whole darn universe.
I wish the universe, but yeah, we actually finished number one in the entire state of Florida with
Okay.
Engel and Volkers.
Cool.
Out of 45 different offices.
Okay.
And so,
And like sales, is that how they measure
yeah.
it?
So we finished number one in transactions, number two in GCI,
Okay.
and we won the Shop of the Year, which is kind of like a combination of sales, collaboration, everything that kind of goes into it. So it's been fantastic.
Unintimidated by that large market, small market.
That's right. Yeah.
Small market, you can still be number one.
Oh, no doubt. And,
Tell that
and
to
do
your Jags
very
fans.
well. Yeah, no doubt about it. Jason York is here. Jason, how are you, my man?
Doing well. Thanks
Tell
for
us
having me.
about BairFind Foundation.
BairFind is a 501 C3,
Okay.
which uses the power of sports marketing
Yep.
and high school youth to search for missing children.
Okay. All just in Jacksonville? I know you're based here in Jacksonville, but throughout the
Dennis,
the
the
area.
founder-
How far do you guys go?
Dennis, the founder, is from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Got drafted by the Cubs many decades ago. When he
Okay.
retired, this was his love, and he continued on.
Okay.
And he is now relocated to Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
So we are stationed out of San Jose.
Okay, that's fantastic. How many strong are we? You guys a big foundation? But
We are not. There's three of us actively
Okay.
engaged daily, and then a board of directors and several others who
Okay.
donate their time and money.
how do you start? Like how do you start finding these kids? Like where do you?
So
where
what
do you
we
guys
use
go?
is, and Dennis's brilliance was when he was young as an athlete, and you know this, an autographed poster would end up on a child's wall.
Sure.
And if you hand out a flyer for a missing child, it would generally end up in the trash or on the floor. So he came up with the idea that if we put faces of children in concourses at stadiums, those children would get seen. So minor league baseball in 2016 became a nominated BairFind as a homegrown charity.
Nice.
Okay. Great.
And numbers have changed with COVID, but back then about 40 million faces go through minor league baseball.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, I just read a story like a week ago. Father and like 13-year-old daughter go at a game, go to the restroom. Dad must have gone back to his seat thinking she went back, and somebody took her. They found her like 2 days later, but still took her right from the stadium. Like that's just unbelievable. Anything we can do to help you, man, I'd be more than happy to do, and we'll talk about more about how do you keep your mind right, Jason? You know, that's an emotional thing. How do you stay, you know? How do you
So
stay
for me-
even keel? Because you got to be, right?
Retired military, spending a lot of time
God
in third
bless
world
you.
countries.
All right. Thank
It
you.
astonished me when I came back and I got involved in this that approximately something like 450,000 children in America go missing. each and every year.
Wow.
And if you look at the news as of yesterday,
Yep.
the hot lead was Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
Yeah, right.
And you never see about the missing children.
Yeah.
So
I've been waiting for them both to go missing.
No kidding. How annoying was that old thing? What a waste of time.
So I'm able to balance my past history and compartmentalize exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
And even if we find just one, it's a win.
Yeah, and waste of time, meaning me watching it at all, was just a lot. Waste of time. Corey, when you're running this company and you're trying to, now you're on top, right? Bullseye's on you. You gotta repeat.
Yeah.
Right. Doug Peterson just came here from Philly, right? He won the Super Bowl one year, went back to the playoffs. What's the key ingredient or key ingredients to keep that fire and momentum going?
Well, I think it's a lot of things. I mean, I think it's a matter of just being consistent. And I think being an ex-athlete has taught me mental toughness, which I think is something that we always talk about inside of our brokerages is, don't really ever get too high, don't ever get too low.
Right.
A lot of agents right now are riding a lot of highs because the
big
market,
time.
it became an easy industry. But now we're kind of phasing back into doing a little bit more work and what the actual market's like. And so I think just kind of doing the ebbs and flows of the market, but also never getting too high, never getting too low, just trying to be an even keel as possible is huge.
Is the market gonna
I don't think
come
so.
down? No,
I mean, it may slow a little.
Yeah.
But you got to think as
amazing.
well, like the average house in Jacksonville appreciated 24% last year.
Wow.
The average house.
Yeah.
Now that may not happen in 2022, but we're still in Florida. We're still in a very cost-affordable city compared to the other parts of Florida.
Yep.
And so I think there's still going to be high demand. There's still going to be all of these things. The one thing we are seeing right now, which is great, I think for everybody, is more inventory is coming. And so I think the buyers are going to have a little bit more power, a little bit more, things and say where they go. But I still think the market's going to be as strong as ever. I mean, it's still an amazing time to sell, still an amazing time to buy.
Yep.
Interest rates, there was a lot of talk about that rising.
Yep.
They've came down a little bit. So everything is kind of starting to flux, I think, which is good.
What do you see in our local market with the impact of investors, both institutional and individual? 26% of the market was investors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see that normalizing to give the retail buyer a chance again?
I think so, yeah. I mean, because I think a lot of HOAs, a lot of developments have came in and are now announcing no investors. And so I think sellers have noticed the trend and they don't really want to have the investors, all those things. And also I think, as the economy continues to expand or whatever you want to call it, I think a lot of money on Wall Street, let's say, is starting to get even more scarce. So I don't know if they're going to be wanting to buy real estate in Jacksonville, Florida anymore.
Yeah.
I think we kind of seen a lot of that. Now I think we'll still see a lot of cash. I think we'll still see a lot of relocations from New York City, California, Atlanta, all those metro cities.
Yep.
But I would probably bet that the LLCs and the corporations will slow.
Starts to slow.
Jag fans? We Jag fans?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
How you feeling? Good?
I felt better in 1994 when I watched the first preseason game
There you go.
at Tom and Betty's
Nice.
and did not know my future wife was dancing on the field that day.
That's cool. Nice.
Oh, man, I got 2 linebackers and 2 guys that like Jaguar cheerleaders. Oh, my gracious.
Absolutely.
Not a cheerleader, the high school
Oh, I misunderstood.
band.
Yeah.
Very cool. This guy looks like he could still take on an ISO block. At 31, you should be able to, right, Wal?
He's
no
good.
doubt about it.
It's kind of cool because one of my ex-teammates in college, he's actually the quarterback, was named Tyler Tettleton. He actually just got hired onto the Jag staff as the
cool.
offensive administrative staff.
Awesome.
And so he's really good friends with Taylor, who's now the offensive coordinator. And so I think they're doing a lot of really good things.
Yeah, I think so,
so I'm
too.
excited for him.
Great having you all on, man. Thanks
so
for being
much.
here. Cheers.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, that'll do it for us this time around here on The Horse's Mouth. Until next time, stay safe and be cool out there, and we'll see you right here on The Horse's Mouth. Cheers.